to the open floor. Shot blocked by TJ.
Shaver step back. Got it.
Econ is getting that mid-ranger to drop.
Pick, roll, dunk.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Boise, a Sunday afternoon matinee as the Boise State Broncos finish up their three-game homestand. 7-4 Boise State hosting the 11-4 Montana Tech Ore Diggers out of the Frontier Conference NAIA opponent for Boise State here. Leonard Berry inside ExtraMile Arena alongside Bronco former forward Nick Duncan. And Nick, Boise State going in the right direction here to end the non-conference. They're on that four-game winning streak. And here today, another home game where they have the chance to push it to 5.
Absolutely. This is the perfect time to get that momentum heading into conference schedule. A great win against a strong Santa Clara team. And, you know, they've got a great opponent here in Montana Tech today, and see if they can continue that momentum into conference.
You just brought up that Santa Clara game. What a game it was for Boise State, who started very slowly, but in the second half, defensively and offensively, the shooting came alive, the team came alive as a whole, and they cruised to that 72-60 victory on the night.
Absolutely. I think it was all ignited by their defense, and that's been a highlight of the season so far. Holding teams under 60 points per game and holding teams to 40.2% on the field goal. So if you continue that, holding teams to 60 points, you're going to be in a lot of games heading into conference.
And it doesn't matter how well you shoot it, if you can make an impact on the defensive end, that's what Boise State has done all season long. Of course, Nick, you were a part of that incredible 14-15 team that held a lot of teams under 50 points. What is the big thing that this year's team is doing so well?
I think they're using, you know, their abilities to the best. They're really athletic, they're long and lanky, and I think they're forcing turnovers and just creating really bad shots. Talking to Coach Burns before the game, big emphasis for them this year is contesting threes. And they're really getting out there, putting pressure and making really tough shots for the opponents. That's really shown in their defense.
And all week long, Boise State coaching staff preached being top 30 in the Ken Pom. Those defensive teams make the NCAA tournament. Boise State right outside it at the moment. But if they can keep it up, they could be a tournament team. They'll take on Montana Tech when we return. Broncos and Ore Diggers coming at you. Back at ExtraMile Arena, Leonard Berry, Nick Duncan here. Boise State getting set to take on Montana Tech in a pre-Christmas matchup. Boise State last home non-conference game before they go on the road on Wednesday to play a neutral site game against Washington State. They're on a 4-game winning streak, looking to improve it to 5. Montana Tech, a team out of the Frontier Conference in the NAIA, but certainly no slouch. They know how to score the basketball. Boise State certainly knows how to defend every area of the court, and it'll be interesting to see the two strengths go up against one another here today.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great matchup here. Montana Tech, they're not your traditional team. The tallest guy is going to be 6'8" on the court, but they're going to spread you out, try and drive gaps, find the open player, and hit some threes. Boise State, they're going to be able to have to contain the dribble, stay in front of their players, and as I said pre-game, they're going to contest threes and see how they go.
Both teams with 3 starters, averaging more than double digits on the season, and the tip-off won by the shorter Caleb Belich. The 6'7" sophomore earns Montana Tech the first possession of the afternoon. This is Belich, guarded by Degenhart, trying to shoot right over him. Shaver's got the board. Boise State will set up in their half court. Shaver trying to create some space. Degenhart, little give and go. Will the shot count? Yes, it will. And Tyson Degenhart, the freshman, gets the scoring started for Boise State.
Great way to start. Way to get the ball down the court deep. See Abu getting down there close inside, getting the ball around, touching hands. Great pass there by Amouche.
Only person on the floor who didn't touch the basketball for Boise State was Emmanuel Acott on that possession, and Degenhart gets his three-point play. Starting 5 for the Broncos: Kejab, Degenhart, Armouche, Shaver Jr., and Acott, who just lost his footing there for a second. This is Drew Hughes, redshirt senior for the Ore Diggers. He finds a crafty way to get in and scoops it around Acott for 2.
Hughes getting in there deep.
Again, this is a Montana Tech team that knows how to score. They're averaging 78 points per game. Of course, a lot of their competition coming against other NAIA schools as Degenhart can't control that, but Boise State will get lucky enough to keep it. Last touch by Sindhu Diallo.
Perfect example there on the first play for Montana Tech. They're going to spread you out, drive the gaps, and they're going to get to the hoop. If no one comes up and helps out, they're going to get the layup exactly. Great play there.
A nice pass by Emmanuel Akot. Armouche can't find the finish, though. He was met at the rim. Some solid defense there from the Orediggers. They've got an opportunity to take the lead. Here's Darius Collins, best three-point shooter on the Orediggers. He wants to drive on Armouche. Got it around him, but good defense from the Serbian. We're already seeing those gaps definitely being created by Montana Tech. Boise State free-flowing defensively. Shaver for three, outside, and that is cash.
That is Boise State basketball right there. Getting into the lane, finding the key, kicking it out for an open three from Schaefer. That's how you get off to a great start there.
Marcus Shaver in the last game against Santa Clara hit just one three-pointer. So for Boise State, good to see him get started early. Nice pass from Diallo. Hughes cannot connect. It's Armouche with another big board. Akot being tempted to shoot it, and it rattles in and out, but it's Degenhart. Rips it away and scores the second chance.
Great effort there by Degenhart, being in the right place at the right time.
And for a freshman, the basketball IQ is certainly off the charts already.
Talking to the coaches pre-game, that's what he's got. He's got a high IQ, high motor. As you can see there, three by Hughes, knocking that down.
Born out of the miss by Diallo. This is a Montana Tech team that will shoot the three ball. They shoot it pretty well, 34.5% on the season. They're within three at the moment. Key jab again, finds Shaver. Key jab wants to get in, does get fouled, and does not get the shot. So we'll go to the line for two, and Boise State will get their first trip to the line where they get to shoot two free throws here today.
Great drive here. You can see Armouche in the middle, creating that space. Key jab getting to the line.
They'll call the foul against Darius Collins. So that is his first. For a key jab. He was here just a day ago, graduating.
Congratulations. It's one of the main emphasis here, being a Bronco, getting graduated. So congratulations. Making 1 for 1 there. I believe we're 2 for 2 for the day, 100%. Something that I know the Broncos been working during the week. 58% from the free throw line. Got to improve that. See a miss there.
It's a 1 for 2 trip for key jab, but it does extend the Bronco lead to 4. Diallo carries in, and Max Rice, who subbed in between free throws, gets his first rebound.
Schaefer bringing the ball down the court. I know that's an emphasis for Coach Rice, getting the ball into the dynamic. Schaefer here, as you can see him getting off. Great pass.
Shaver maybe could have taken it. Instead, he finds Armouche, and it's 2 for the big man.
The Broncos, that's the key for their offense, is getting the ball into Schaefer, making him make plays, and for others right there, great assist.
So many playmakers on this Boise State team. You think about key jabs, passing ability, Akot, Shaver as well. Good ball movement from the Orediggers, and Collins off from the corner.
Montana Tech, they're finding the threes. They're getting in the paint, kicking it out. They just got to hit them.
Armouche driving in, met by 2. Trying to chase down his own miss, and he does. Oh, Rice, even that pump fake brought 2 defenders, but he does manage to get the ball away. Shaver in and fouled, and he'll go to the line as well. So 2 free throws coming up for Shaver Jr. We will step aside. It's 11-5, Boise State in the lead here early. Well, Aden Armouche, already 3 rebounds today. He was an integral part of Boise State's victory on Tuesday over Santa Clara. Really imposed his will on that game, and it's something that he's hoping to do again here today.
Absolutely. I think when you watch the Broncos and they're playing well, you really see Maladen playing really well. He's the heart of the team on the defensive end. Coach Burns talking pregame, really moves his feet on the pick and roll, which is, you know, the center of the game. But he also gets the rebounds, and offensively, he's on the boards as well. I believe he just got his 37th offensive rebound, and he's going to be there for the Broncos.
for Armouche in the victory on Tuesday. 17 points, 12 rebounds in 32 minutes. And the Broncos are now 4-0 this season when he scores in double digits. And one of the big things, Nick, as you know well as a forward, you got to get the ball, especially when you have a team that is so good on the perimeter with all these guards in Kijab, in Akot, in Shaver. That getting the ball sometimes on the block, you have to almost demand it. You have to tell your teammates, I need it.
It's a different game these days with the guards, and getting it inside is not as traditional as it used to be, but I'm glad they're putting an emphasis on getting him the ball in there, because I think good things happen when he gets the ball down low.
Max Rice picking up the offensive foul on the illegal screen. Keely Bake checking into the game. Another look at that illegal screen from Rice. Never did set his feet. This is Diallo trying to dance on Rice, goes to the pull-up, and
that's his game right there. He scored 24 points last year against a Division I team. He can play.
Sindhu Diallo from Tacoma, Washington. He's a Western Texas college transfer. And like Nick just mentioned, 24 points in the Orediggers' only ever Division I win against Montana. Shaver too strong from long, but Najee Smith saves it. And now Akot will get a chance. His jumper off the mark. And Boise State slow to start here from the floor. Another three put up by Montana Tech, and it's Belich who drills it, makes it a one-point game. So Belich gets the bucket. He was 2 of 4 from deep, had 19 points in Montana Tech's win on Thursday against Benedictine University at Mesa. It was a 2-point game. Montana Tech came back. Akot is going to the line after showing some strong presence inside.
Akot using his length, his ability to get to the hoop, and that's where he's the best. Inside, overpowering these smaller guards, getting to the hoop and getting to the line.
Very quiet for Akot on Tuesday. Took a back seat with just the 6 points, but did have 4 assists in that game. Did a lot of shooting from the outside, did the redshirt senior. But him and Shaver, the combination of having 2 completely different point guards in a sense, makes the Broncos very tough to match up with.
I think they complement each other in different ways. Schaefer really getting off the dribble, tacking closeouts, being really quick, and Akot using his length against these smaller guards out here.
Akot goes 1 for 2 at the line. Boise State so far 3 for 5 on their free throw attempts. They lead it by 2. This is Bake, and his pass is stolen. Looking for Diallo, Akot, and Kijab. Armouche trailing everything. Will just reset for Boise State. Smith. Kijab doubled, finds the open man. Late closeout on Akot. His three-pointer is short. Rebound saved. Rice for 3. That's no good either. Boise State struggling from outside. Kijab thinks about it, then puts it up.
The Broncos, some hustle plays, 3-4 offensive rebounds in a row.
And now Armouche getting fouled. They're going to call the foul on Cody Baumstark. Boise State getting a lot of opportunities there, Nick.
Absolutely. Broncos got to continue working the ball inside out. They've got wide open shots. They've just got to connect.
Boise State just 1 of 6 on three-pointers at the moment. They started slowly against Santa Clara from outside. Didn't hit a three-pointer in the first half. But then finally found it. Rice lost it right between his legs. This is Diallo. Akot's length is going to make that a very interesting matchup, because Diallo does want to get that space for the pull-up jumpers. This is Michael Yore. Diallo does create some space, but he can't hit.
Broncos pushing the ball down. Kijab.
That is going to be an offensive foul against Abu Kijab. Went in a little bit recklessly there, right into the freshman in Keely Bake.
Great defensive play here. See, feet set, putting his body on the line for the team.
Boise State with their third turnover. First for Key Jab here today. 7 minutes gone in this first half. Dangerous pass. Shaver nearly had it. Now Bake for three. Armush with his 5th rebound already. It got doubled in the post. Smith open. And again, another three-pointer just not falling for Boise State early.
Absolutely. Wide open shot. Keys to get the ball into the paint. Low post. They're getting really great shots. Just got to connect.
You'll never be disappointed or upset with the shot selection at the moment.
Absolutely. I know Leon, he's happy with those shots. He just wants to see a couple go down.
Boise State fans want that to be an offensive foul and a charge against Camden Lawrence. Shaver got there and got hit pretty hard.
Absolutely. Montana Tech, they've come out. They're sticking to their guns, what they do well. They're driving the closeouts, getting Boise State in really long closeouts, and they're really attacking hard, getting to where they want to go.
And certainly Montana Tech being allowed to play their style of offense at the moment. We'll see if that shifts as Lawrence misses the first free throw. But again, Boise State, what they're so good at defensively is making you uncomfortable, making you not get any shot or even understand where your open passing lanes are.
Absolutely. Their length really creates you into really tough shots, getting you off balance, taking shots that you don't necessarily have a high percentage in making. Another miss there.
Yeah, tough trip for Lawrence. The freshman goes 0 for 2. Boise State with a lot of experience on the court, and then the youthfulness of Degenhart. Some experience from Acott to spin baseline and hang up there to get the 2.
You can see the emphasis from the Boise State Broncos at getting that ball deep, low into the paint, using their size and strength over Montana Tech and creating really easy open shots.
Bake went to the fadeaway there, even though he was open. Probably could have just rose up and hit the shot as Key Jab is fouled on the floor, trying to carry that one through. So at the second media timeout, it's Boise State 14, Montana Tech 10. Acott doing work here early for the Broncos. A 4-point game here early in Boise, and the Broncos realizing their strength right now is down low on the block, using their size, using their strength to try to push the ball inside when the shots from deep aren't falling.
Absolutely. 6'10", Serbian, Armush getting low. You can see the emphasis of getting low, using their size, as you can see again in the post.
Boise State enters it to Acott, and even though it was a good look, just comes off the rim a little bit long.
Great block out by England there, trying to get Armush off the offensive boards.
This is Diallo.
As you can see, great ball movement around, even though there's a turnover there. They're using the quickness of the ball. Here comes Degenhart down the middle.
Good finish from Degenhart. Euro stepping into the lane and then just putting it up. He's got a lot of comparisons early on in his career, Mr. Nick Duncan, to yourself.
Absolutely. I love his game right now. He's bringing energy. You can see him hyping up the crowd in prior games. And I think he's just a baller. That's the terminology used by Leon Rice. He's a baller. He knows how to play. And sounds as if the team loves him. He's the best teammate. And they're finding it hard to get him off the court and getting him rest because they're playing great basketball when he's on the court.
They certainly are. And you mentioned the teammates loving him. He really filled a role that wasn't being held by anyone when he came in there. When you look at the starting 5 for Boise State, that role of the hype man almost, not to say that Degenhart is only out there for the energy, but just being vocal, entertaining, interacting with the crowd. That's not something you often see from Armush, Key Jab, Acott, Shaver. They're more of the reserved players that let their play do the talking, and Degenhart certainly does that, but he also brings them in, talks to them, and makes sure everything is going right, even as a freshman.
Absolutely. You can see he's the verbal leader on the team, whether that's he's nonverbal or he is verbal to the crowd, and I think it's a spot on the team that they've been missing the first couple of games, and with him interjecting into the starting lineup, you can really see the energy uplift with Schaefer and Acott, who, like you said, sometimes can be a little passive out on the court.
Shaver not passive here at all. That was an aggressive drive, but it results in a miss and a rebound for Drew Hughes. Played about half of this first half. And Kejab goes down, draws the offensive foul. He was not excited about it based on his reaction, but good job by Kejab. Feet set again, just sliding along the hardwood.
As you can see here, feet set. He's the defensive leader on the court, and you can see that through his passion, getting on loose balls, as you see, putting his body on the line, creating that charge, earning a well-earned rest there.
Boise State's defense has come to play. Over the last 5 minutes, they haven't allowed Montana Tech a single point, and Shaver picks up 3 more for the Broncos.
Bang. Feet set, great pass. That's what the Broncos need to do. Get him the ball in positions to score, a high probability to score. Not much he needs to do other than catch, set, shoot the 3.
Dagenhart with the block for Boise State. On the defensive end, he brings so much. Of course, he's led the team in scoring is Armouche.
Great play. Timeout here from Montana Tech. Pushing the ball, and that's the Broncos right there. Sharing the ball, getting other players better looks. As you can see here, coming off the pick and roll. Can't get better than that, right?
It doesn't get better than that. Certainly, you talk about sharing the basketball. Boise State under the Leon Rice era, 12-1, or excuse me, this season, 6-1 when getting 12 or more assists. That's where I was trying to go with that. Sharing the ball is the staple of this team. It's when they're at their best because everyone is getting touches, everyone is getting involved, and the opponent never knows who is going to take that next shot.
Absolutely. You know, Leon really harps on this, and this is a quote he used to use. You know, we got to be greater than the sum of our parts on the court, and that's exactly what you said. Creating shots for others, one more, getting that extra look that might be a little better than your own look, and getting that 3 for others. And that's really what the Broncos do. And when they're playing great basketball, that's what happens.
Diallo hits the floor. 3 ball on the way from Collins. And another miss from downtown for the Ore Diggers, who are now just 2 of 7 from beyond the arc. Here's that pick and roll. Again, Armouche was open, but Acott fizzled it past him.
It's a turnover that Leon wants to see there. You know, trying to find the open guy. Probably a tough angle with Armouche, but you can live with those.
Broncos on a 10-0 run over the last 5 minutes. Again, Montana Tech finding it hard to score.
You can see just the pressure, you know, as you can see here from Schaefer, getting up and in, almost creating this turnover right here, but just getting Montana Tech a little unsettled here. Great play there, getting low. Larson with the bucket. Try and get a stop here and see if they can come back.
Bridger Larson gets the bucket on the other end. This is going to get waved off. Acott instantly pointed to the restricted circle, but it is going to be an offensive foul against the forward. And it looks clean there.
Got his feet set, can't complain with that one, but I love the aggressiveness from Acott in this game. Trying to get to the hoop, create some easy shots.
The Arizona transfer coming into Boise State. Redshirt senior now after playing a year with the Broncos, having to sit out a year. Of course, so many on the team did, including Marcus Shaver, who's open for another 3 and rattles a deep one home again. Shaver has 9 points, all on 3-pointers.
You can see that roll by Armouche, really getting that help defender on him, and Marcus Shaver wide open. That's 3 from 3. Start the game.
Shaver having an excellent start to this one. Montana Tech trying to find their scoring touch. You're not going to do it inside like that as Acott rises up for the rejection. Now Shaver gets in on the block party and saves it to Dagenhart. Good job by the Ore Diggers to get back in transition, though, with all 5. Dagenhart to Acott, wants 3, give him 3.
Here the Bronco bench say, move it, move it. One extra pass, wide open 3. See the length of the Boise State defense really igniting that offense right there. 2 blocks, wide open 3, as you can see. Diallo getting down the paint. Lovely layup there.
He's holding his back. Something went wrong for him. It was a great finish, but he doesn't feel so good after it. Armouche trying to create his own opportunity.
Diallo pushing, see if he can create something here.
Closeout from Degenhart means
Beautiful.
Belich can get in, and that is a nice pump fake to lead to the bucket.
Textbook Montana Tech offense right there. Pushing the ball, finding the open player, attack the closeouts.
Boise State, after starting slow offensively, coming to life. 4 of 9 on threes. They've made 4 of their last 5 field goal attempts.
And that offense really starting from that defense, from the length, really pressuring that ball, making Montana Tech uncomfortable.
Degenhart to Armush, contested at the rim by Lawrence, and Armush will go to the stripe and shoot 2.
Man, Degenhart, you gotta love him. Getting paint, finding the open player. As you can see there, the 3 from Schaefer. Extra shot from Degenhart.
Broncos by 11. Boise State up 27-16, and they are at the free throw line. Milan Armush getting fouled on his most recent attempt at the rim. Boise State again trying to push that ball inside. Leonard Berry, Nick Duncan, and Nick, you've been mentioning it. Boise State, they just got to get the ball inside right now to create the space for the shooters.
Absolutely. I know a big emphasis from Leon Rice is in and out threes, whether that's, and you don't even need to shoot the 3. It's getting the ball inside and outside and getting really good shots, especially with Schaefer out there on the court, 3 or 4 from 3. Continue his hot shooting performance.
Diallo off to Belich. That's a good look, and that is a 3 as Belich gets tripped and then helped to his feet by his teammate.
Belich shooting 40% from the 3. You get shots like that for him, he's going to make them.
He's leading the Orediggers in scoring. He's got 8. He's hit both of his 3-pointers.
Player that the Broncos do not want to get hot. He can light up, and he is right now shooting the ball well.
He leads Montana Tech with 14.8 points per game. 2 on the shot clock. Degenhart left alone. They must have forgot about him, but he makes them pay.
Beautiful in and out. Aycock getting low, right in front of the rim, kick out, wide open 3.
Degenhart almost sneaky in that fashion because he starts out the game just trying to bully you inside, and it really opens up that outside. Armush swats Diallo.
Aycock pushing the break here, getting inside again.
Key jab lines it up, and key jab from the corner.
Beautiful, beautiful 3-point. Great offense on the transition there, getting inside, kicking it out again.
And we're seeing here as Belich tries to knock one down from deep. It is all about that dribble drive right now for Boise State. Going into the paint, forcing the collapse. It's smaller defenders for Montana Tech, and you see Aycock just moves it out.
Absolutely. Getting right deep inside, forcing those defenders to look towards the paint. Those white 3-point shooters on the outside, finding an open space, getting set and launching.
Boise State now 6 of 11 from downtown.
Makes me want to be out there. I could shoot some of those 3s, I think, if I give me right on the bladderboard. There you go. Getting on the floor there, Montana Tech pushing the break.
Good defense by Max Rice. That's a great steal for Boise State. 2-on-1 fast break, and Rice just shut it down. Key jab, that's his spot. He likes to shoot from there, and
great patience, getting on balance, getting a little up fake. Great pull-up jumper. 36-19, 4 minutes left.
Boise State really coming to play here in this first half. This is Christian Jones, got his first touch of the basketball there. Belich travels. And that'll be a turnover against the Orediggers. They're doing well in that department, just their 5th of the game so far against a very lengthy and very active Boise State defense.
Very patient with the ball. Drive it, jump stop, take their time. They're very low on the year on their turnovers. They're obviously the 5th of the game, but they make smart decisions.
Just 8.7 turnovers per game for Montana Tech through their first 15 contests. And key jab, can't get the basket, but does get the foul. So the defense did affect that, but he will go to the line. We will take a break. It's 36-19. When we come back, Abu Kijab will be shooting 2. It's Tyson Degenhart who leads all scorers with 10. Welcome back to the City of Trees. There is your leading scorer in this contest. He's got 10, does Tyson Degenhart. He's a perfect 4 of 4 from the floor, but it's Abu Kijab who's at the free throw line shooting 2.
Knocks that one down, 2 from 4. One part of his game he can improve on is that free throw line percentage, but he does get that ball to the rack and really produces those fouls for the Broncos as he knocks that next one down.
And the way that Kejab plays his game, it's very surprising. Consider the fact he didn't go to the line at all against Santa Clara. Scored 16, pulled down 7 rebounds, but he did it all on the hardwood without going to the stripe.
Absolutely, that's tough to do. 16 points without getting to the free throw line, and he really likes to get there. 30 times this year, not including today's game, and that's part of the game. You can get some easy points there at the free throw line.
Kejab shot a bunch of free throws against Prairie View A&M. Of course, Boise State as a team shot 52 in that victory.
Not a number you see regularly, as you can see they're getting low there.
That's nice. A good move by Taylor England. He's the biggest inside presence for Montana Tech. He averages 12.1 points per game. 3rd on the team behind Belich and Diallo, and this will get waved off on the floor once again, so no shot for Kejab. He's not going back to the line.
You can see here with the Broncos, once you hit a couple of threes there, those driving lanes really do open up, and Schaefer, Kejab, Emmanuel when he's on the court, you can really see them really taking advantage of the 3-point makes this game. Those driving lanes really do open up, and they're really attacking here in this game.
Said that Kejab wasn't going back to the line, but he is, because he's in the double bonus. Boise State in the double bonus, shooting 2 for the rest of this half. So for Kejab, free throws number 6 and 7. And it's another 1-for-2 trip. Kejab 4 for 7 from the line in this one.
See if Montana Tech can go back to their bread and butter and try and move the defense, get the Broncos out of position and really attack these closeout. Going back inside.
And England sends it out to Collins, and that is an illegal screen. England caught Kejab up high. Was moving his feet originally, but then it looked like a flailing elbow as well.
Spacing a little off there, and yep, see that elbow there. Just extend up a little bit, creating that turnover there for Montana Tech.
Shaver gets open, and you can see what type of closeout he's forced thanks to his shooting so far. Kejab does have his dribble, and he's going to use it effectively. That fadeaway in the paint, always money for Kejab.
Absolute beauty to watch right there. Getting inside. He's so patient in there. He takes his time, really uses his body to create that space, get that wide open shot. I mean, they're tough shots. You didn't see me shooting them back in the day, so you can see he practices them. England to get inside.
Stolen away by Degenhart. Broncos will run. It's a dribble handoff to Kejab. And Shaver's left open again. Those driving lanes, they're sucking in the defense for sure, but Shaver this time can't get it to drop. Leon Rice wanted a double dribble there against Drew Hughes. Diallo creating some space. Shaver, good closeout. And the second chance for Belich as he just turns and puts it back in.
Great hustle there. Tough shot, but you could see the effort there. Got in lane, tough shot. See if they can close out this half.
Boise State, we've talked about the defense being good in terms of the numbers of how few teams they allowed to score against them and score high. But the KenPom rankings defensively, they've got them up there as well. Tied for 30th on the season. Tied with Xavier, who's actually the number 23 team overall in the KenPom rankings. Boise State at 61. I mean, that is pretty elite company. Florida State a spot ahead of them as well at 91.3% defensive efficiency. So Boise State certainly doing all the little things right that make you a great defensive basketball team.
Absolutely, you can see the emphasis from Coach Burns before the game, and I know Leon's on top of that. That ranking, KenPom top 30, you know, that's a stat they want to keep on and try and keep in top 30. As Burns said, you know, they're going to be NCAA team, but they can stay in that top 30.
Armush gets his 8th rebound. He's got 5 points and 8 rebounds. And Nick, I know that when you played, those teams were so defensive. Smith is going to get called for an offensive foul here, especially that 14-15 team. Was the numbers something that you really crunched defensively? It was more a mindset, just trying to be active and get your closeouts and get in the passing lanes.
You know, that's a really great question. I think it comes down to kind of effort and you know, putting the body on your line, which you've seen today. There's been 3, 4, 5 charges on the court, but I really think it comes down to, you know, just the energy and effort that you put into that defensive end.
For Boise State, they've won 4 straight. It started with that 63-58 comeback win versus Tulsa, went down to Cal State Northridge, blew out CSUN, then they blew out Prairie View A&M. That Santa Clara game here on Tuesday, it was close for a while. The second half was mostly Boise State. Defense was a big part. They held the Broncos, the other Broncos, California Broncos I should say, to a 6-minute scoring drought that really helped them seal that one. I mean, these are the type of things, when you look at how they're playing right now, that are going to help them in what is a really difficult Mountain West Conference. You got a top 25 team in there in Colorado State. You've got a 9-1 Wyoming team, a 9-2 Fresno State team that Boise State's going to open the conference slate with. I mean, these are teams that you have to limit their scoring opportunities, and if Boise State can do that, it's going to be good for them.
Absolutely. Conference this year for the Mountain West is looking bright with those teams. As you said, 3 teams, 9-2 and above. The Broncos going to have their handful coming up against those opponents who, you know, quite frankly, they're great teams. If they can keep their defense up, they're going to have a chance to win some games in Mountain West.
Boise State is going to hold for the final shot of this first half. Shot clock has been turned off. It's Acott with 5. Attacking, that is a tough shot. He can't get it. Smith will put it up for the buzzer beater, and it does not go. So Boise State can't get that final basket, but they will be very content with an 18-point lead. That's what it is as they head into the locker room. We'll be back with halftime stats and highlights right here from Extra Mile Arena when we come back. Back in Boise, it's halftime. Leonard Berry, Nick Duncan with you here as the Broncos take on the Montana Tech Ore Diggers. It's Boise State 41, Montana Tech 23 at the moment, and Boise State started slow shooting-wise, really picked it up, caught fire over the middle half of that period there, Nick, and it's why they have this big lead at the moment.
Absolutely. They've really been driving that ball, and you can see they're 50% from the three-point line, and that's got a really big emphasis for those guys, getting in the paint, kicking it out, finding those three-point shots. As you can see there, 12 attempts from the free throw line compared to 2. You can see Boise State really get inside, creating those fouls, and get into the line. 7 from 12, better than they have been doing, but really see that number increase as you can see the season go on.
Yeah, and that was something that the coaching staff kind of preached to us. They were talking a lot about how if you look at recently, Boise State was almost a 75% shooting team over the last couple of games against Prairie View A&M and then against Santa Clara. But of course, over the course of the season, we've seen about that 55 to 60 average. And we just talked about how tough the Mountain West Conference is going to be this season. You're going to be playing games that are decided by 1 or 2 points. So in this game against Montana Tech and in this game against Washington State that's coming up, Boise State wants to improve on their free throw percentage just because it's going to make the difference in at least 1 to maybe 2 or 3 or 4 games in the Mountain West play.
Absolutely. They're free for a reason, and you really got to take advantage. And like you said, getting towards those Colorado State games, Utah State, San Diego State games that come down to, 1, 2, 3 points. And you shoot 55, 60%, leaving 4, 5, 6, 7 or more points on the line. Those are really difference makers in those conference games, away and at home as well.
Certainly. And we saw it be the difference, of course, against St. Louis. Boise State played very well in that game. They ended up losing by just 4 points, 86-82. In fact, the Billikens are the only team that Boise State has given up more than 80 points to this entire season. We've harped so much on defense, but it's really been the tale of the season for the Broncos because, again, even if you're not shooting at these percentages, if you bring the effort and the intensity on defense, because you just mentioned, Nick, that's all it is. It's effort, plain and simple on defense. If you can bring that every night, you're going to be in every game.
Absolutely. As you can see, 33% shooting from Montana Tech. The Broncos really forcing tough shots, contesting hard, and 25 to 15 rebound count. Broncos have been outscoring 6.5 rebounds per game against their opponents. You can see here, out-rebounding Montana Tech by 10 rebounds.
Boise State with 5 steals and 4 blocks just goes all back into the defense we talked about. 16 points in the paint for Boise State compared to 12 for Montana Tech, and the Broncos have 7 offensive rebounds compared to just 3 for the Ore Diggers. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of those highlights that we just discussed in the first half. Keep it here. You're watching Bronco basketball on the Mountain West Network. It's the Boise State Broncos who have an 18-point lead over the Montana Tech Ore Diggers at halftime from ExtraMile Arena. Boise State with a great first half, really speared on by their freshman phenom, Tyson Dagenhart. Still perfect from the floor, 4 for 4 with a 3-pointer made. Just 1 rebound and 1 assist for Dagenhart, but the kid from Spokane has showed out the last couple of contests, and it's no different here today.
Absolutely, you can see the confidence in him from the last 4 or 5 starts. You can see here, making the tough plays, making the extra plays, getting his hands in, getting the steal, pushing the ball. And you can see here probably finding his player, obviously making this great bucket here, but he really has his eyes up, looking for other players, trying to get them better shots. See here, blocking this shot, using his length, his ability, pushing the break. And then he can also stretch it out from the 3-point line. That shot, he's got confidence, and if he just keeps that up, he could be one of the better players that play on this court for the Boise State. Switching to Shavy here, starting off 3 from 5 from the 3-point line. He's that dynamic player, as Leon Rice says, and that's his description, dynamic. He really is quick, create his own shot, but also create for others. And if he's on, the Broncos are on as well. See here, cash money, as we like to say it at Boise State.
Ever since coming back from that hand injury, certainly Shaver has been a different player. It really bothered him for those first couple of games, but since then, the confidence in the ball handling and the shooting has definitely been there. And then on the Montana Tech side, you're looking at a guy in Caleb Belich, just a sophomore from Manhattan, Montana. But when he's got to his spots and been left open, he's been a problem.
As you can see here, mix up on the switch here, right in rhythm for Belich. He's going to be the player in the second half to spur on these Montana Tech or Diggers back in, as you see, getting on the onto edge of glass. They can get him the ball, wide open shots, see if they can make a comeback in this game in the second half.
Yeah, they'll certainly need Belich to get involved. At the moment, he's the only Ore Digger in double digits. He's got 10. Kijep leads everyone with 11. Dagenhart right behind with 10. And then Shaver has the 9 on the 3-pointers. It's Boise State by 18. We'll step aside again. When we come back, we'll have the final 20 minutes of action from ExtraMile Arena. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back soon. Boise State with the lead here at halftime. Leonard Berry, Nick Duncan alongside me. And Nick, you certainly know a thing or two about scoring here, wearing Boise State blue and orange. I mean, what's it like to be back commentating, talking about the Broncos?
Reminiscing here, looking at these highlights. But no, it's great to be back. Stayed local here for the last 4 years, so I've been to a few of the games, but it's great to come back here. And first time doing this, and might have a couple more on the schedule here, but now happy to be back and watching the Broncos and watching Leon do his thing.
Certainly one of the big sparks on those teams, especially the 14-15 team that ended up winning the Mountain West. 179 career three-pointers for you, 42% from the floor over the course of your 4 years in Boise State blue and orange. I mean, those Tyson Dagenhart comparisons, obviously he'd like to make his own name, but getting compared to someone like yourself, that's a pretty good bar to already be shooting for.
I appreciate it, but no, I see a lot in him, you know, similar to me, and I mean, a little slimmer than I was, that's for sure, but you know, he's got the work ethic. He seems to get the crowd involved and be that verbal leader, which, you know, I love to get the crowd going here in ExtraMile Arena. So see a lot of similarities between the two of us.
Only difference maybe is we got to get him with an Australian accent.
Yeah, a little different, Ryan.
Boise State starts with the ball to begin the second half. They've got the 18-point lead. And scoring inside, a big theme in that first half. We'll see how they attack things here in the second. They'll start it off with a made three-pointer as Kijab straight away.
Straight back to it, inside, getting low, kicking straight back out. In rhythm 3.
Emmanuel Acott knocks it down. It was the assist from Kijab that set it up. And Montana Tech and Hughes off the side of the backboard, but get the second chance points. Again, Taylor England finding a little bit of space to work down low.
England really showing his presence down low and playing super tough, getting some offensive boards and putbacks. Exactly what Montana Tech needs to start off the second half.
That's going to be a foul called on Hughes. He stole the ball away from Acott, but didn't do it legally. Another look at that steal.
That's a close one.
Looked like maybe just a little bit of the wrapping of the arms, but it was enough to warrant a whistle. Here's Kijab for three, set up by Acott. That one's a little bit short, just springs off the rim into the hands of Diallo. Diallo picked up the dribble. This is Belic. They'll have to have a big half if Montana Tech wants to get back into it. That is not the way he wanted that shot to go. Shaver, no call. And now we got a whistle. They're going to call a foul on Diallo here.
Might have been a flopping warning there. I'm not too sure about that, but interesting call there.
I think it is a flopping warning. It just came so late that it was surprising. Armush had already held the ball for a second or two, and then
little contact there, so not too sure about that one, but Schaefer coming off the pin down here. Straight into a pick and roll with Armush, creating that jumper right there. That's in rhythm. Beautiful shot, Schaefer. Starting off where he left off in the first half.
And that's very tough for Montana Tech because England didn't know what to do. He didn't know if he should leave Shaver or if he should stay with him on the full-on switch. He left him. Shaver gets two. Now Diallo trying to answer back.
Oh, beautiful. Great pass there by England in the low post.
That's great ball movement right there. Darius Collins is the man who gets fouled on the come-through, but look at this little give and go.
A little off-footing there, a little trip by Kijab there, but that's got to be the mission here in the second half of Montana Tech. Get that ball moving, get it through hands, create opportunities for one another.
Darius Collins at the free throw line, senior from Missoula, Montana. Best three-point shooter that the Ore Diggers have. He's 24 of 51 from deep coming into this one. That's good for 47%, and if you can stay there all season long, gonna have an incredible year.
No complaints with that percentage.
Degenhart doubled on the block. Pass tipped, but he still finds Kijab. Acott, he's doubled too. That seems to be the theme. It leaves Degenhart open, and he misses his first shot of the night. Belic gets fouled. Not sure if they'll call Degenhart for the initial contact or whether it's Kijab who came flying in. They will call Kijab, who was the helper.
Good to see him getting the ball and being really super aggressive in the second half. He is going to be the light that ignites this team in the second half, and it's great to see him being super aggressive here to start the second half. Great backdoor cut here.
Armush grabs the board. He now has 10 rebounds. Hoping to get back-to-back double-doubles. Degenhart freezing, seeing if England would fall for the pump fake. Still gets the two regardless.
Way to run the floor super hard. Eyes up. Find the open play. A great play there by the Broncos.
Shaver's going to get called for the foul here. Montana Tech doing a really good job right now to start this second. Like you mentioned, Nick, being aggressive because they're drawing fouls. And if Boise State gets into foul trouble, it's been a short bench for the Broncos all season long. Pavle Kuzmanovic and Lucas Milner expected to be back today. We didn't see them in the first half. Might see them possibly here in the second. And definitely, if Boise State gets any of their starters into trouble.
Absolutely. They're short-handed right now, and Leon already is using a short rotation here. So the more Montana Tech can put the press, keep their foot on the pressure here and create some trouble here for the Broncos in foul troubles, that's the way for them to get back into the game here.
Shaver trying to do it all alone. That was acrobatic, but couldn't find the finish that he needed. England, good spin off Armush. Better defense from the big man at the basket. Armush affects the shot. Montana Tech is going to keep it.
You can see England here being a little problem here for the Boise State Broncos. Getting low, getting good shots here. Obviously, Armouge with the block, but sticks with it here, out of bounds, keeping the ball for the Ore Diggers.
Ore Diggers shooting 31%, 11 of 36. Boise State 47%, 17 of 36. Belich guarded by Degenhart. Just trying to find some space with 3 on the shot clock. And again, another aggressive drive, but there is no points at the end of it. Acott going quickly. 6 seconds off the shot clock, and Eman gets another 3.
Confident shot there down the court, straight into his form. Hits the three-pointer for the Broncos, up 24 points here early in the second half.
Boise State with 4 scorers in double digits now after the Acott triple. Belich, he's trying to make something happen here. Maybe he needs to be more of a facilitator right now. Good steal, however.
There you go. Creighton offense.
Collins to Diallo. Diallo barreled over. Ball will be saved by Collins, though. It's actually really saved by Emmanuel Acott into the hands of Collins. Broncos up. Rice alone. Does not shoot. No, he's been struggling with his shot this season, but did get in. Armouche now doubled. It's Degenhart. That's the man they want to shoot it, apparently, does Montana Tech. He's made him pay a couple of times, and he adds 3 more to his total.
Absolutely. You can see the confidence there in his shot. Wide open. Not usual you see a freshman with that type of confidence there, but made a couple this game. He's going to continue to shoot the ball as the Broncos come here with the defensive stop coming down the lane, Schaefer.
And it seems every time that Montana Tech is doubling, it's Degenhart who they're leaving alone on the three-point line. Degenhart has led the team in scoring 2 of the last 3 games. Shaver gets the bucket. A timeout is called, and we will take it. It's 56-29. Boise State doing work on Montana Tech here early in the second half. Boise State holds the lead here at ExtraMile Arena. Leon Rice in his 12th season with the Boise State Broncos, and it's a return for Rice to the first ever BSU game he coached. The Leon Rice era began in Boise with an exhibition game against the Montana Tech Ore Diggers. And here in 2021, to conclude the home non-conference schedule, it'll end with the Montana Tech Ore Diggers. Of course, there's been talk for a while about Leon Rice having opportunities other places. He's always chose to stay in Boise, and the Broncos have certainly been a big benefactor of that. Montana Tech attacking. Kuzmanovic is in the game for the Broncos, and the basket scored by Cody Baumstark.
See Kuzmanovic, he looks a little ginger right there on that left ankle. I know that's what's been bothering him. I know he's out in the game and trying to get some minutes for him, some confidence up, but looks like that ankle's still a little bothering him a little bit.
Boise State going somewhat small here. It's hard to say that they're small with 2 6'8" players in there, but Acott, one of them, knocks down the fadeaway jumper at the free throw line.
His confidence is growing throughout the game here.
That's nice by Diallo, and he does earn the foul. Likely be Degenhart who gets called for it. Waiting to see who it is. It is Tyson Degenhart who gets the foul. Diallo will be at the line, but we've got another break to take. Boise State with the 27-point lead here in the second. Boise State 13 minutes and 43 seconds away from improving to 5-2 here at home, and 8-4 on the season. Of course, today's game more of a tune-up for the big non-conference clash at a neutral site venue on Wednesday against Washington State. Sindhu Diallo is at the line shooting 2, just made the first. Very good Cougar team and a Bronco team that's on the upswing at the moment.
Absolutely, great conference, non-conference game there for the Broncos to head into conference on a high.
Boise State, of course, does need to see the end of this game out, and now Acott has just asked to be subbed out. Rice takes a timeout. Acod walking gingerly on the right quad.
Not something you like to see as a Bronco fan heading into a tough stretch of play there, but fingers crossed he's good to go.
And he does just take a seat on the bench. See him almost at the top of your screen. Key jab. 7 on the shot clock. Out to Smith. And he's got an open look. And Najee Smith has his first points of the night.
You can really see the emphasis on the chemistry here and making that extra pass. And that's the bread and butter for Leon Rice offense there, making that extra pass, finding the open player here.
Second assist for Key Jab. 7th for Boise State. And Michael Yor from outside. 6'7" freshman from Idaho Falls.
Back in his hometown, home state, I should say, hitting a 3. Got to get some confidence going for the Ore Diggers here. 12 minutes left in the second half.
Smith once again attacking. Oh, he wanted the poster.
Oh, he did. Wow. Trying to get up there, trying to make a poster. Beautiful athletic play there to get to the line, as you can see here. Well, that would have been special, wouldn't it? Just like me out there, right?
Above the rim player, Nick Duncan. That's right.
Absolutely. Go to the line, hitting his first one here.
You could see from the reactions on the bench, too, for Boise State. They were captured in the background of that replay. Kason Pryor and Max Rice were both looking at each other with their mouths wide open. Smith misses the second. Senior from Spokane. He's been a big part of Boise State's bench scoring this year. He's had a lot of really good games. All of his games where he's had more than double digits, he's been perfect from the field. Here he's got a block. Shaver, time and space.
Back in the post, low post, looking, see what he can get open.
It's Kuzmanovic, mid-range, about 15 feet. And the first points for Kuzmanovic in a while. Hasn't scored since Boise State was at home against Tulsa. Of course, he sat out 2 full games. 3 ball from Lawrence.
Broncos pushing the basketball here with Schaefer. You can really see how quick he is and how dynamic he is as a player. Step back, Jay. Just misses. See Diablo pushing the ball here for the Ore Diggers, see if they can get something spilled on offense.
Diallo wants 3, neither. Point guard can hit. Armush continues to just load up on the boards. Making number 14. Here's Armush. Oh, nice find to Smith. Another open 3. This time off target. Here's Keely Bank. Haven't said his name much. He's got no points. Has put the ball up 4 times on shot attempts. Hasn't been able to get any of them to drop. Smith pokes it out of bounds, and that's going to let Lucas Milner check into the game. But we will take a break before he does so. Kuzmanovic getting the bucket. Boise State up by 29. Lucas Milner checking into the game for Boise State. Broncos trying to get some rest for their starters. They've been so short on bodies recently. So Milner coming back from a shoulder injury. Kuzmanovic coming back from the ankle sprain. Good to see for the Broncos. Lunderberry, Nick Duncan with you for the final 10:45 of this one. Count that basket for Diallo. And he's going to go to the line for an and-one opportunity. Nice reverse finish there on the baseline.
Absolutely. Strong play, as you can see. Drive baseline, going up strong. Also got Kason Pryor back in the game as well with Milner. As you said, Leon trying to get some of these younger Broncos into the lineup, trying to build some confidence up, get them some minutes in these games here. Diallo at the line, 1 for 1, completing the 3-point play.
It's been a tough day for Diallo. He's got 8 points, but it's come on 3 of 11 shooting. Foul away from the play, and I think this is going on Lucas Milner. It is. So Milner's introduction in the first 15 seconds is 2 fouls without a touch of the basketball.
Tough stuff for sure, but you can see the Broncos talking to him, keeping positive energies. 10 minutes left. He's going to have some time in the game here. So.
And getting Milner back healthy over the rest of the season will be big for Boise State, because although it may be Armouche who is the defensive leader as Collins connects from deep, Milner plays just as big of a role on the defensive end when he comes in as that spell to give Armouche some minutes on the bench.
Absolutely, and he's someone that I think will continue to get more minutes deeper into conference game with 2-3 games a week. He's going to look to get some time, and he needs to bring that defensive energy when he hits the court.
Smith, jump pass, Pryor, got it. That's a 3 for Kaysen Pryor.
Beautiful play there. Pryor, he's got the body. I know Coach Rice says he's a special talent. First three as Dayala comes off this point, just misses with his pull-up.
First three-pointer of Kaysen Pryor's Boise State career comes here against Montana Tech. This foul is going to be called on Cody Baumstark.
You can see here by Smith finding the open player in rhythm. Not much better than that, getting the ball right in the breadbasket, putting about. Special moment, hitting your first three.
We saw Sam Winter do it earlier against Prairie View A&M this season, and now it's Kaysen Pryor who gets in on the action. The sophomore from Chicago, Illinois. Dad played at Oregon State and then pro in France. Now he works for the GCU staff. Of course, that's a team in the WAC that has been on the rise really over the latter half of the 2010 decade. GCU just exploded out of nowhere onto the basketball scene.
Good mate Jared Martin playing there from Australia, from my hometown. Shout out to him, but they've definitely up-and-coming team as Schaefer pushes the ball on the break.
Dan Marley really put them on the map during his time as the head coach there. Good rebound for Milner, and Kuzmanovic can't get it. Pryor is fouled. He is on the floor in a heap. Good effort, good hustle from Boise State, though, just to create those opportunities.
Absolutely, as we was talking pregame, they really do hit the glass strong, led by Armouche. You can see Pryor with that length, 6'10". I mean, that would be probably on the minimum side as well, 6'10", long. Great way to enter the game, hustle play.
Pryor off on the first free throw. Made 5 appearances as a freshman last year for Boise State in the 2021 season.
I know, speaking of Leon, he has high hopes for Kaysen heading into this year, and hopefully he continue to get some more minutes and bring some competitive advantage off the bench for the Broncos with that small rotation of 7 to 8 guys.
It's Boise State up by 27. Collins gets fouled as he tried to drive in.
As you were mentioning earlier, putting some pressure on the Broncos and get them in foul trouble here. 7 fouls, going to the line 1-on-1. Get some cheap points here in the second half.
Looked like Pryor got knocked on the knee there with Collins. It's a 1-on-1 and make it 1 because Collins did not convert. This is the 8th free throw of the game for Montana Tech. They are 4 for 8 at the free throw line. Not a number that bodes a whole lot of success, especially in a game where you expect Boise State to be rather dominant. Pryor in, scores on the up and under. Eight to play. Some tired legs out there for Montana Tech, it certainly looks like.
England here in the low post where he's great. Oh, beautiful spin move. Looks like he got hit in the head there.
Yeah, Milner looked like he took a blow. Montana Tech trying to save it, only managed to get it to Smith, and the alley-oop doesn't work. Pryor a bit too far from the basket. Broncos got to get back in transition as Belich comes at them and goes straight around.
Beautiful.
Milner. That leads to a timeout. Boise State 70, Montana Tech 43. We'll take a break. The Broncos still holding on to that big lead with 7:27 to go. Boise State up 70-43. Casey Pryor getting his first Boise State three-pointer to fall. Another great pass from Najee Smith. Broncos have been sharing the basketball very well today, led by Emmanuel Acott, who's got the 7 assists. But everyone who's come into the game has not been afraid to shoot the basketball, and they have not been afraid to pass the basketball. Kuzmanovic off to Smith. Acott, again, he's just looking to pass from the post. It's Kuzmanovic who gets wide open, and he even makes the extra pass. Probably had the opportunity to shoot it.
See a technical foul here for a flop. There's already had that warning on the first one, so it looks like it's that flop.
It's going against Belic. He wasn't even the one who committed the crime the first time.
That's a tough goal.
Certainly he went down easy, but is it a whole flop to a technical? It's
a good question, but yeah, definitely tough call for the Montana Tech right there.
When Prairie View A&M was in town, we saw 4 technical fouls dished out against the Panthers. This is the first here tonight. There were none in the Santa Clara game, but over the course of this homestand, for whatever reason, 5 technical fouls being given out in 3 games.
Not something you usually see, right? And 5, that's a lot, especially in this arena.
Certainly is. Pryor again attacking, lost his footing, and he's going to get called for the travel as he tried to get right back up off his knee without a dribble.
Tough turnover there for the Broncos, but I like the confidence in the young fella getting to the bucket. Love to see that emerging talent for the Broncos.
Of course, for Boise State, very good to see the fact that they understood what was working early, and they haven't departed from that. They saw early on that attacking was creating lanes. Belic more points. He's got 14, but the drive in to the paint and the surrounding areas have been what has created the Boise State success, and they've continued that for basically 40 minutes today.
Absolutely, as you said, you can see these bench players coming on against some minutes, and they're not changing the game plan. They continue to spread the ball here, as you can see. Pryor to Smith, you can see they're just looking head up, trying to find that open player. Their beautiful shot, Acott.
And Emmanuel Acott has 16 now. He's 6 of 11. Smith, a pest in the backcourt, but he doesn't come away with the basketball. Emmanuel Acott, 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Complete game there by Acott here, showing all signs of confidence heading into Washington State next game. You can see beautiful play to England inside.
And England inside has been a force today. He's only shot the ball 5 times, but he's made 3 of them. He's got 6 points. It seems like every time he touches the ball down low, good things happen for the Ore Diggers.
Absolutely. He knows where he plays well, and just a bummer that he's not getting the ball down there low, showing off his potential.
Broncos trying to play above the rim. Diallo is going to get above the rim. The baseline two-hand jam.
What a play there. Didn't see that coming. Strong drive there by Diallo. You can see his potential.
Puts him into double digits. Armouche losing the handle on the pass from Acott. 5 to play here in Boise.
A little run here by the Ore Diggers. See if they can hit this. See they're playing with some passion and some energy here. 5 minutes left in the game.
And the starting 5 seem to have gotten a good rest on the bench. They looked a little bit tired at the midway point of this quarter, but they're coming out. All cylinders firing at the moment. Pick and roll with Armouche. Armouche does get in, and no contest at all from Belic as a timeout gets called. 75-49. Boise State up. Diallo, though, getting up as he put 2 in for the Ore Diggers. We'll take another break here at Extra Mile Arena. Leonard Berry, Nick Duncan with you. There's a look along the bottom at the next 5 games coming up for Boise State. A Washington State team that people are projecting to be very strong in the Pac-12 this year. They already dismantled Arizona State in one of their first conference games earlier this month. Then to start the year with maybe 3 of the best teams in the Mountain West at the moment, Colorado State, Utah State, and Fresno State.
To say tough is an understatement. You got some tough teams there. That's going to be a great start of the conference season for the Broncos here.
And also, I just completely disrespected 9-1 Wyoming. I didn't even put them on the list. But we're talking about a 9-1 Wyoming team. And Jeff Linder, former Boise State assistant, has that program looking hot as Kason Pryor hits his second Boise State 3, and it comes in the same game.
Another 3 there by Pryor. As you said, Wyoming, they're special talent. Shout out to my guy, Jeff Linder, one of my favorite assistant coach we had here at BSU. Let's get their season off and rolling here into conference.
The Mountain West really being shaken up in the non-conference. Of course, so much can change when you do start playing conference games. And what'll be really interesting to look at, we got a foul on the floor on Smith, is the fact that the conference schedule is going back to how it used to be done compared to the 2 games that you played at the same location last year. Your scout is different. You run into teams at different points throughout the season. As Emmanuel Acott checks out, gets applause. But it is going to be a very different beast this year. Boise State very good, 14-6 in the conference a year ago. There is no guarantee that things will be the same this year for anyone, though.
Absolutely, and those scouts are going to be different. Teams are going to be hitting streaks, whether it's hot or cold streaks at different times, and they're going to be entering arenas, you know, with teams at different seats. So it's definitely going to be a different ball game here in the conference season, you know, spreading out those games with different teams.
And it'll be interesting for the Broncos to start with Fresno State, of course. Fresno State was the team that made Boise State lose their only game at home last year. It was the game that effectively knocked them out of NCAA tournament contention. And that is who the Broncos start their conference schedule with at ExtraMile. Bulldogs were here twice last year on separate occasions. Lost one, won one.
I know Leon's going to be talking about, as we see a heavy fall here in the game. Quick timeout to see if those players are okay, but as you said, I know Leon's going to be remembering that game against the Bulldogs, and they're probably going to come out super strong for their first conference game.
A big storyline of that game, of course, was the Abu Kijab shoulder injury that cost him the rest of the season. Glad to see that both Montana Tech Diggers got back to their feet. It was Christian Jones and also Bridger Larson who ended up on the floor.
Good to see them getting up after that solid hit there.
Of course, Pryor, the benefactor of the loose basketball, scoring the 2 points. Great game for Pryor, who's got 11 points, and he becomes the 5th Bronco on the night into double digits. Errant pass almost ends up in the hands of BJ Rains, Bronco beat writer.
As you were saying with Pryor, you can see the potential in just his body, his frame. You know, usually you've seen 6'10", 6'11" in the paint. You can see his athleticism playing on the outside, hitting 2 threes. And obviously he has athleticism with that dunk there.
Boise State just looking to close this one out over the last 2:15. And this is a foul. And it's going against Kason Pryor. So the steal is clean by Collins. And then Pryor fouled trying to win it back.
Just a few too many dribbles there. I know Leon went up there after the play. Let him know, get that ball out. Don't let that ball be stagnant. Get that ball moving between hands. Move that defense around. Collins at the line again.
4 for 5 on free throws. Shooting an and one, makes the first. He's now got 10 points. Comes the 3rd Digger to reach double digits, following in the footsteps of Belic and Diallo. Second one won't go, though. It's Max Rice grabs the rebound.
Max Rice in the ball game. Love to see him get some confidence, getting a 3 or 2 up. I know he's had some struggles here. I had my struggles back in the day. I remember going 2 from 30 or something like that during a sophomore stretch, and it's never pretty. It's never good mentally. You're always thinking, I need to hit this next one, I need to hit this next one, but he's just got to go with the flow of the game, making some extra points here. As you can see him exiting the game, unfortunately, but he'll find that confidence and hit a couple when it matters most.
Yeah, for Rice, the question is whether it's a health issue or a confidence issue, because he did have, of course, the broken foot last year. Then he had minor hip surgery, is what Leon called it, to clean up some things. Just Pryor connect on another 3, this time a step back.
He's got the confidence going in this game, but like you said, hopefully it's not a health issue. I know, never good to have 2 different injuries and haven't had some surgery to clean it up. So fingers crossed he can come out strong for conference.
Just 3 of 26 coming into this game. Kuzmanovic from deep. Pryor and Kuzmanovic, the 2 guards.
Letting it fly, and you love to see the confidence from these younger freshmen, sophomores getting some time here towards the end of the game.
Minutes ago, Boise State has already got this one in the bag as Pryor pulls through Bake. And that will be the foul that puts Montana Tech into the double bonus.
Tough fall there.
5'11" freshman, Keely Bake from Fairfield, Montana. He's a pure scorer at Fairfield High School. And in the last game for Montana Tech, ended up with 17 points, 6 of 12 shooting. Talk a lot about size and length in basketball, but you don't always have to have it to be successful.
Absolutely not. You can see that rhythm on that shot. He's got a J there.
Another timeout on the floor, 86-54 with 1:03 to go. And again, we mentioned Boise State has this one wrapped up. So at this point, you can really look ahead. It's a great game from Pryor, but in Spokane against Washington State. Tyson Degenhardt's first trip back home as a member of the Boise State Broncos. You see him there. There's going to be a lot of emotions. There's going to be a lot of interest in that one. And for Boise State, it's a great proving ground test before they play Fresno State to see how well they match up and if they can keep this momentum rolling of the 5-game win streak.
Absolutely, and this is going to be a big game heading into conference. If we can make that 6 in a row, I mean, now confidence is going to be sky high. But like you said, neutral court, it's going to be a tough battle. That Washington State team, they've got off to a great start, and hopefully the team, if they can focus on exactly what they did in this game and attacking closeouts and finding that extra player, playing as a team and keeping that chemistry up, they're going to go in with a good shot at winning that game.
For Washington State, they're 8-4. They're 1-1 in conference. As I mentioned, they dismantled Arizona State in Tempe, 51-29. That is an impressive defensive performance. And then, back when USC was just the 20th team in the nation on December 4th, they kept it close in Pullman, 63-61. Of course, USC is now number 10 in the country. So the Cougars can definitely play, but Boise State, as shown of late, they can bring it as well. And it should be a fun one in Eastern Washington on Wednesday night.
Absolutely, as you said, they went toe-to-toe with USC, now 12-0. But this Bronco team, they're different to their 3rd, 4th, 5th game. You can completely see the chemistry in the team building. They've got that mojo about them now. They're playing for each other, not for individuals. And like I said before, if we can make the team greater than the sum of our parts, the Broncos are gonna be in a lot of games, and especially with their defensive efforts to start the season, they're gonna be in a lot of games moving forward.
Depending on what happens on this possession here, well, that won't do it. Najee Smith gets a basket. I was going to say Casey Pryor has the opportunity to be the leading scorer in the entire game in just 10 minutes of on-court action. Broncos should be able to hold out the clock here as JT Bayer, the freshman, connects on 3, his first Montana Tech 3. That gets the bench up and excited. Gets head coach of the Ore Diggers, Adam Hyatt, clapping. His team played well, but Boise State was just too much for Montana Tech to handle, and they are going to hold out this 88-57 victory. Kuzmanovic will dribble it away, and for the Broncos, the winning streak hits 5. Boise State undefeated in the 3-game homestand. Earlier in the season when that Santa Clara team was 5-0, you thought maybe this would be one of the hardest stretches of schedule for them. Now it looks like the upcoming games are the conference beginning, the Washington State game, but Boise State at the moment looks poised to take on anyone.
Absolutely, and and I think it all changed in that Tulsa game. Coming back behind in the second half really spurred it on, and as you said, Santa Clara, they're a great basketball team, and you can really see the Broncos really hitting high with their chemistry. As you see Coach Rice coming over, he looks like a happy man. But the Broncos, they're going to head to Washington State up in Spokane with some great chemistry, great confidence, and hopefully they can go up there and play a great basketball game.
Yep, that's coming up next for Boise State. Waiting to see who will be joining us here in the post game. We will have an interview with a member of Boise State, but for the Broncos, they finished the night shooting 53%, 52% from deep, 14 of 27 on their three-point attempts, and they make 10 of their 17 free throws that they tried to put up. Looks like Emmanuel Acott will be joining us, and of course, he was the man who led everyone tonight in terms of points. 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. Emmanuel, pleasure to have you on here. And today in this game, it certainly looked like everyone just wanted to pass the ball, share it, find anyone who was open. How was that for you guys today, just the free-moving, free-flowing basketball and moving the ball?
It was great. It was a really fun game. We just been so together that, we're clicking right now, and it's been a great feeling just going out there and playing basketball, doing what we love, and we're really enjoying it right now. So hopefully we keep this going, but every day it's a process, and we're just going to keep working.
I mentioned in the broadcast here, you getting low there in the paint and really, using your size and strength. Is that something that you guys are putting a big emphasis on, getting you down low, being over top of those guys and really feeding you? Because you could see your eyes were looking at those three-point shooters.
Yeah, we definitely worked on it a lot. We had a lot of reps the last couple of practices. Coach Rice has really emphasized it, knowing that I'm a lot taller than most people I'm going to play against. We have to really find a way to utilize that. So we've definitely been working on it, and it's been going good so far.
And concluding this 3-game homestand, you've now won 5 in a row. You're going in maybe the hardest part of your schedule, a lot of tough games coming up. What is the message from the coaching staff and just the togetherness of the team? What are you guys talking about looking forward right now?
To take it one day at a time, focus on one team at a time, but just to keep the togetherness going on, encouraging your teammates and just uplifting your teammates, because that's really what it's about. And when we make each other better, we're a really hard team to stop, so that's what we're going to focus on.
Well, Emmanuel, we appreciate the time. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Emmanuel Acott, redshirt senior from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. He is the leading scorer, finishes the night with 16 points, 5 rebounds, and Nick, like you talked about, in the post, always keeping the head up for the 7 assists.
And you can see, and I think that message is loud and clear from Leon moving forward, is, it's about the team and making each other better. And you can see out there, shooting just under 50% from 3. They're really getting the ball into into really great shooters, into great positions for people to, make great plays. So you can see the emphasis out there, and if they continue to do that, they're going to be in a lot of ball games with their defense.
The camaraderie is certainly there for the Boise State Broncos. They have won now 5 in a row. 88-57 is our final. For my broadcast partner, Nick Duncan, I'm Leonard Barry. You can look forward to the Broncos being in Spokane. They'll take on Washington State. Degenhart makes his return to his hometown coming up on Wednesday. We will see you all later. Have a great rest of your night.